words that I cannot believe I'm saying. Abbi Jacobson. Welcome to General Meeting Becky Sloviter.
Oh my God. My honor.
I
Pleasure.
mean, my honor. Because we know each other a bit now, it's like I compartmentalized the fandom to some degree. But I have to start out by saying thank you for being an early guest on this show. And it was truly like such a boost of confidence when you were like, yeah, I would love to. I was like, really?
Of course.
And then we should almost caveat this, like it should have instead of explicit, it should be like, if you are not from Philadelphia and did not go to Camp Quebec in the 80s and 90s,
we might get
other things.
Quite inside baseball.
Which is actually a good segue to when we first met.
Yes.
So we were talking about a project.
Yep.
And your amazing agent, Larry, who is one of my closest people, also the greatest human being, Larry Sauls. I don't even know if I told him I was going to bring what I brought.
Oh, right.
We sit down and I think we'd been there for like 11 seconds before I was like, so Camp Quebec. And then, because obviously...
there's a pocket in the chair.
Oh, not only is there a pocket in the chair, because I have to have...
They don't always stay in there, do they?
Oh, no. Can you imagine?
It's just your hexathlon work pocket.
It's just Becky Sloviter, inter, first place, 1990. And this is my winning the hexathlon.
You have to show it.
I really do. Wherever the camera is.
You need to explain what this is, because it's truly like a couple hundred people would know this in the world.
So just to set the scene.
Yeah.
You were born and raised in Philadelphia.
Yeah, right outside.
And what town?
Wayne.
And you went to Conestoga for high school?
What high school did you go to again?
Abington.
Yeah.
And when I assumed, because Abbi Abrams is from the main line, or at least when one of my very favorite episodes, Knockoffs, when you guys are sitting, I should say, Broad City has
written by Paul W. Downs and Lucia Aniello.
As I was doing my prep for this and just revisiting all of my favorite things, I was like, oh my God. And it's Paul and Lucia. And then another episode, which was one of my favorites, Statsky had written. Yeah. So the scene when you guys are getting pedicures and on Knockoffs, and they're hitting that, which is perfect. And then she's calling you a main line. I'm
down the main line.
Yes, exactly.
Because when I brought Alana home, she's my girlfriend, but she wasn't. But we went to my dad was away or whatever. We were like, let's go right. Let's leave the city. And we went, and she was, because what is she saying? She was like, down the main line. She felt like it was so prestigious because there were all these American flags. And I am from technically the main line, which for those of you who don't know, I actually just told someone this. The main line is called that because it is Route 30, Lancaster Avenue, which is the first highway.
Oh, and so it's the main line of transport.
From Philadelphia west into Pennsylvania. It might go to Harrisburg, but it was the first highway, so it was called the main line.
Oh, wow.
And it now is sort of referred to because the closer to Philly you are, it's very wealthy. So I'm from a little bit farther out than
speaking of,
I'm the end of the main line,
exactly.
Even though it's not the end of the highway.
Well, the connotation of the main line has now taken on between Grace Kelly and just what it's fancy. It's just old money Philadelphia fancy.
Yes.
And so when we met, or I guess it was after we were having a meal, and I was like, well, you're from, where'd you go? Lower Merion or Harridan? And you were like, no, Conestoga. And then speaking of your Mayor of Easttown mug, or Mayor of Easttown, as I would say, had to.
He went to Brad Inglesby, dated my sister-in-law in high school.
Get out of here.
I don't know if he knows that.
Hi, Brad. I'm obsessed with your show to a degree that's not healthy. No big deal. Okay, that's amazing. So when you are raised in Philadelphia and your parents decide they're going to send you to overnight camp.
Yes.
One of the camps, there's so many, and I can rattle them off.
Yes.
But the one we will talk about is Camp Quebec.
Yes, with a K.
Kweebec, Quebec to victory.
Oh my God. I have that in blue. You didn't show it to Jody. The tank top.
Look at this. from 1988. Okay.
Wait, this is a really good shirt.
Oh, this is a special, special place. And it was actually going through the box of memorabilia. I mean, the shit that just came flooding back, how much that place meant to me. What years were you there?
I went for a long time. 94 to 2006.
So I went for the first time when I was 9 in 1987. I was there 87 to 91. As I was going through this box last night, I was like, these might have been the most 5 formative years of my life.
Yeah.
Just shout out to Uncle Les and Aunt Maddie forever. And Rachel Weiser, hi.
Wait, is she your year?
Yeah, she was my year.
Okay.
And
So I know a lot of your bunk. We've done this because they're my counselors.
we have done this. Oh, that's right. Camp Quebec for boys and girls. Look
You
at
have this binder.
Look at this. This is Color War 1990, where I
Wait,
was.
is this like a
color
drawing for your color
captain.
captain?
Yes, I was.
Oh my!
With
I didn't
Rachel
save any
Weiser.
of this stuff.
So, I mean, I'm going so deep here.
You were a color captain junior year, inner year.
Inter. So I
Okay,
was
so
high
color
inter.
captain, people are not understanding this.
No, thank you
Color
for
captain
translating.
is at the end of the summer. This is like it used to be 8 weeks. Wow.
Here's my rope
Okay,
shirt
I should have brought my
that
stuff.
I
I
only
didn't-
got, and it says Sloviter on the back. I only got because I was a color war captain. Because
Yeah.
as you know, chariot
But
race is for the girls and rope burns for the boys.
But sometimes you get given them.
yes,
Like I have a
yes.
couple other people's. I kept them too.
I almost wore this today,
I
like
mean,
to sit with you, and then I was like, all right, you're taking it a little too far.
okay, so wait, to set the scene, just start. This is a 8-week camp. I think now it's 7.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
The last week-ish of camp is this thing called Color War, where it's blue versus white. It's like a week of the camp is fully like divided, and it's a sports camp. And I was like an incredible athlete at camp,
Me
and
too.
then not at school.
Correct. I'm dying that was your experience too,
Yeah.
because when I got to like maybe 9th grade soccer and I like sauntered onto that field, like I owned the place.
Yep.
And they're like, maybe we'll put you in junior varsity.
Oh yeah.
Were Linda Chase and Richie Kane in charge of boys and girls camps?
And then it changed for me to Judy Voron.
Yeah. Oh my God. Mike Voron was
Mike
my
Voron.
age.
I love Mike.
Voron.
I knew
Me
Mike.
too. What a great guy he was.
Great guy.
Because it was 34 years ago was the last time I even set foot there,
Crazy.
which
Mine
is
was
like,
I was there a couple weeks ago.
I do not know this.
My nieces go.
You did tell me this.
Guess who? You know who's running boys camp?
Josh Weiser?
Jonathan Rapp.
Jonathan Rapp,
In
Allison's
Richie's
little brother.
in Richie's cabin.
And like I was there. Karen Rapp was there when I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I never got to meet Karen Rapp.
God, she was so
Yeah.
great. I
Wait,
have to
and Jen
go.
Goldman
Jen Goldman
is running girls camp.
Jen Goldman Freeman.
Yeah.
It was such a family, and obviously family.
A family owned
and
camp.
yes,
Yeah.
the Wisers.
I'm just trying to make people
I love your
understand
so that people have
it's-
not turned off.
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
episode completely. We will get to other shit, I promise. So you went there. Is that a trip?
My 2 nieces who are 11 and 9 went or go. They've been going for like 3 years. They're obsessed. They like own the camp.
So you went for visiting day.
They were like, yeah, Abby. And I was like, yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
I went 12 years, babes. Like,
Just
don't
so you
act like-
know.
they were like, we think we saw your name written in the rec hall. And I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
My brother and one of his best friends, Josh Lev,
Mm-mm.
a little
know.
younger. And you wouldn't have been, my brother didn't start until later.
What's your brother's name?
Brian
Okay.
Jacobson,
No.
they go up a lot.
That's
They were
so
in
awesome.
Rapp's year.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
the
And
Rapp family, the Weiser family. I mean, I'm going through pictures. I'm like, Danielle Proler and Wendy Raskus. Do you know them?
Mm-mm.
Hi. I worshipped them. They were a few years older than us and like just like the prettiest, coolest girls in the world. And Allison Cantos, do you remember her?
No.
Loved her so much. And then I think she ended up marrying Eddie Bloom because you remember the Bloom family? They were big Quebecers too.
Really?
I mean, I still 157 Game Farm Road,
Oh, yeah.
Shrikeville, PA 19473. Like, if you went to overnight camp on the East Coast in the 80s and 90s, you
Yes.
could connect to this.
yes.
Okay. I love you, Camp
I
Quebec
got it.
forever. Thank you for what you did for me. And I've got to get back. I'm gonna go back next year.
You
I'm like
should.
resolving to. I'm gonna call
You
it
should.
Phil. Okay. So born and raised, then you leave Philly to go to art school.
I went to art school in Baltimore.
Okay.
It's a school called MICA, Maryland Institute College of Art. I'm pretty sure I always say this, and then I got nervous that he didn't, but David Byrne went there.
Yes.
Even for just a year.
Did you see as you walked in my house the "This Must Be the Place" doormat?
Yes.
Did you have a sense as you were growing up that you wanted to be an actor? Were you like, I'm an artist in some way, and that's why art school was the move first?
I always drew as a kid, and my parents, my mom was
this book.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I'm just gonna like hold out merch.
Was a potter
Okay.
growing up. So like we had at a certain point we had like a kiln.
Oh, cool.
In the house, and she did craft shows all over the tri-state area. And so we would like work her little shop at craft shows. And my dad is a environmental graphic designer. I have an older brother, and he went to art school in Philly called the University of the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of always did what he did. I always like wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
And he had gone to visit Micah where I went and really like loved it, but ended up going to Philly. And I don't know, it was like my Conestoga, my high school was like a really good public high school with like, meaning like they just really concentrated on the arts and things. And the art program, I was like, it wasn't a magnet, but like almost was like a major there.
That's cool.
Like all my electives were like in this program.
Yeah.
And I loved my art teacher, Jerry Burns. And I just like loved it. And I could like, I don't know, it was something I could do and like see right away. It was like, it's so funny because like I was also obsessed with SNL.
Yeah, of course.
Wanted to be on SNL. Knew I wanted to be an actor. Like I would take classes at the Walnut Street Theater on Saturdays in high school. I knew like I was interested in that. Like I knew I was funny. I did some stuff in middle school and high school. Like could never do the plays because they were always musicals. But I was like, oh, I love this.
Meaning because you don't sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I keep saying this. I feel like it might be in Broad City, but I feel like if I took lessons, I could sing. Anyway, so it just was like in my mind, which is like the visual arts are not an easier path.
No, not
but
at all.
I was like, this is my family all does this. I could do this. Like doing what I do now was like truly not like who does that?
Well, totally. There was
that
no
I don't
model.
do.
We were talking, Jody and I were talking about this and how I was like, well, I'll just quote Oprah all the time.
On a different day.
Yes, exactly.
When
on a totally different day. You and your wife came up and I did not quick change my clothes and wipe my Albert Brooks from Broadcast News sweat off. She and I were talking about like the importance of a model in the Oprah adage of if you can see it, you can believe it. But without that, it's really hard. And that's where when you and Alana, when Broad City came out, it was so its own thing. I feel like for this section, I'm just gonna say
love that you have this.
I'm gonna tell you the quick story about this. This is not here, as I told you, because you are here. This
is like Broad City merch.
It is.
Yes.
Because so the short of it is in the middle of the teens, so like 2012 to 2015, I stayed home full time with my kids. I was pregnant with my second kid. I was like, I feel like I'm missing everything. I'm going to lean out. I was home for 3.5 years. So when I came back to the business, nobody was banging my door down. And I got a job and they were very nice people, but there was no comedy. It just wasn't my like thing.
Yeah.
And Matt, my husband, bought me this pillow as a like, one day you're gonna get back to what you want to do and you'll have this like in an office and like one day you will. It was truly like a cheer up gift. And then when I went to run the Lonely Islands company, I had this on my couch there for 3 years. And now it lives here and lives literally here because it clashed too hard with the couch. When we first started, it was like visually, it was pulling focus. And I was like, you know what? I need something for my back. So yes, this is the Broad Cityest of the Broad City.
I love it. I love it.
Well, when it came, it was there's a lineage of Laverne and Shirley.
Similar to it.
Yes, but your collective voices, the tone, what you were doing with that show. And then for anyone going back real far, when I first met Alana, I was like, I don't know if you looked at my Instagram, but I'm obsessed with you guys. That finale is one of the all-timers. And I will start crying if I talk about it too much, but when you say, like, you really taught me how to do it, dude. I don't know if I was alive before you. Like
that last scene. I mean, there's a little bit after that.
Yes, there is.
In the episode, but that scene,
perfect ending of a finale, by the way. That last beat. Oh,
that's Paul.
Great job.
Paul came in with he was like, I had a vision of the last moment.
Oh, I was sobbing.
And we were like, that's it.
I was sobbing. It was incredible. And I
with
think
the other pairs, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, with all the best friends. You can connect to a number of different things about Broad City, and also it's just the funniest thing you've ever seen. I mean, I will often say, where isn't the bathroom? The Amy Sedaris episode, Apartment Hunters, that's also that's a classic, like Lucy and Ethel with the chocolates. That is what you guys are both doing in that episode. The physical comedy, the unbelievably relatable. I remember Alana and I had worked together at this point, and so we were like text buddies enough that when I was on the phone with Southern California Gas Company for 2.5 hours once, I texted her and I was like, "You mean me?"
Oh yeah.
But that when Amy Sedaris pulls up in that little car, parks it on the curb, all the papers fall out, and she's like, "Don't shake my hand. It was just on my pants."
Human being. I mean, we're driving around. It was like we were in got our smart car that she drove us around in. And so, there's different ways that we shot that. And there was actually like a moment where we were in Brooklyn, and I think we were in like Williamsburg, or what, we were just driving around a park because it was easy to like permit or like figure that out.
Yeah.
And there was a practical moment where she's just driving us. It's not on anything. And she's like in between, she's like, I don't have my license. And we were like, you don't? Or she's like, I don't. And we were like, it's like, she's just so funny. Yes.
Like, it's perfect. Oh my Susie. I mean, she's too much.
It's so like, Alana and I are always like, it's our favorite show. It's so like, I miss making that. And like, I don't think we would touch it.
No, because you can't.
It's perfect. And I think like I miss being able to in anything like convey so much observation about the world and express how you feel. Like we would amplify feelings so much, and that was a big part of the like pop outs, the like what it feels like to like deposit a big check, like what that feels like. We got to do it and do it like it's such a rare thing to get to like express so much, and then to have it be like the moment you said that's in the finale is like the whole show is very meta to us and hugely amplified, but like that's so just me. We were talking as the characters and to each other, which is just like, I don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't even want it to.
No, it will exactly. Yeah. It's like so special and beautiful and perfect. And I will say, to me, it is up there with 6 Feet Under, which is
that's
the greatest finale. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
it's in Broad City. I'm kidding. But it is. God, I feel really protective of a finale. And even in making Broad City in general, we were like, if you were to watch the finale of every season, we're going balls to the wall.
Yes.
To make sure that could be.
Yes. Yes.
Or like, just even if it's not, it's like, you need the care and like,
yes.
You need to, sometimes I feel like it's like, I'm like a little disappointed in general with the industry, but like just in terms of like, we were like very like every episode is going to be jam packed with all the things, and the finales in general were always so crafted to be like, try to be as epic as possible.
And they were. They
Thank
were.
you.
The care that you and Alana primarily, but also Paul, Lucia, Statsky, everyone
Lucia
worked
were
on it.
All 5 seasons.
Yes. Like Was Brooke on it with you guys too? Posh?
Yep.
Yep.
Posh worked at
Posh. I love
Posh
her.
was at Comedy Central.
That's right.
Then she was at Polar's company, Paper Kite, and then she was at Jack's, who was a production company.
Okay. So
like,
yeah,
also
so she's
like
all over it.
Lily Burns, Tony Hernandez, they were on the whole time. Like we had a Eric Slovin,
A
Chris
really
Kelly,
special.
Naomi Paragon, like there were Elliot Glazer, Gabe Liebman. Like we had a lot of incredible writers and directors.
Yep.
The team like just was pretty extraordinary.
Yes. And it's like when you catch that lightning in a bottle, and then again, when you stick the landing for that finale, it's incredible. It's just incredible. It has beyond stood the test of time, because this is the other thing that I've been so unbelievably impressed by from afar for both you and Alana. You then, like, you could, and I assume had a lot of opportunity to go do something really similar, whether that be together or separately. Like, you know, Hollywood wants to put everyone in a box, and here's what we know you can do more of that. And the turns that you guys made and the art that you have gone on to do afterward has just been so different and also really, really beautiful. Was League right after Broad City, or did you start developing it?
League was on top. Will and I met about that, or like Will Graham.
Hi, Will Graham.
Dinner, 2017.
Okay.
And
did you always love the original movie? Was there any?
Yeah. Okay. Loved it. So we pitched that probably the end of 2017.
Okay.
And so that was a very long process to get that made. I feel like that took like, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
But so we like wrote that, and we wrote an iteration of that in 2017.
Oh, wow. And then when did
rewrote it all.
Right.
And we shot the pilot of League in February of 2020.
That's what I was going to say. You were shooting in Pittsburgh in the pandemic.
Well, we shot the pilot here.
Oh, right.
And then they were like, psych, you can't shoot in LA. You have to go to Pittsburgh. And so we shot in the pandemic. But I will say, I appreciate you saying that about the like, Alana and I could have done that. And I think I can speak for Alana when I say this, because I'm fairly certain. Like, we could have, and I'm happy we both didn't do anything that felt very similar, but also like, I don't think either of us are getting like a influx of come do this thing with us. I think both of us still feel like, I guess we got to write it ourselves in terms of especially acting parts.
Yep.
But I don't feel like it felt like, great, we have a lot of critical acclaim around this thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe the industry wants whatever we might write next, but it didn't and doesn't feel like an influx ever. Of like things coming at me.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that's ever really happened.
Which breaks my brain, and this isn't the first time you've shared that with me.
The beginning.
And yes.
That's what generals are all about.
Exactly. And
every once in a while.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess just also because the show was so specific, and it was doing something on so many different levels. And I think that's what's so incredibly hard to pull off. But also, that is, I would say, predominantly you do have to kind of write that stuff yourself.
Yeah. And we were just talking about him before. I will say, like, Kent Alterman, who I bring up in every like interview when we talk about Broad City, like, you know, we pitched it around town, and he wanted it and FX wanted it, and we picked FX. And we developed Broad City at FX for a year, and then they passed because, like, truly, like, it was too girly. And so we were like, okay, we'll take it out again. And he was like, I still want it. Kent. And I'm like,
Kent.
That was something of like, we
Pretty
thought
rare.
that'd be like an ego of like, well, you didn't want to come here first. And this is Kent, who used to run Comedy Central and Viacom. And then I do think, which we're in a era now where like this has not happened, or if it does, I'm not a part of it, where a place recognizes a voice and wants to help hone that voice, and that means laying off and trusting it.
Yes.
And Kent, like they let us do, like they truly were like, keep going, do it, like everything. They let us like really manage and like have ideas with all parts of the like marketing, all of the stuff, who we hired, all of the things like that. And
it's your collective baby, and they understood that.
And it goes so far. So I just don't think that happens.
I agree with you. I think it's one of the many things that the business has changed so much. That was still a special, unique experience. Kent is a really special person. And I agree with you, like the ego being able to be put aside for that. Just like, yeah, but I love it. And the trust, it's so unbelievably rare to find that these days.
But the Comedy Central model, at that time, it was like Key and Peele, Workaholic, Schumer, Kroll Show.
Yes. It was the destination.
And for you, it was all these awesome shows. And like, I'm sure others had bigger spikes than us, but like it wasn't it was like you could love all of them, or like one might help the other continue because they're getting bigger ratings and it makes the other worth it. Like that's what I think networks should be, of like, this one costs so much and it gets so much ratings and it helps pay for this one that maybe needs longer to find its footing.
Yes, exactly. Which so many things do. And that's the chance that so few places will give anything a chance these days. And that didn't work. We're done.
Exactly.
Yes, whatever the ratings in the true sense of the word were, but it hit the culture in a major way.
I mean, I experience that very much so now.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
In a like unbelievable, like, it's just like, I feel so thankful and grateful. Like it's such a crazy thing to get that feedback still.
I love Amy Poehler's podcast so much. And when I was like, they're both on. Oh my God. Like it was like,
Alana was doing a play.
And we waited, right?
We waited till she was done.
I mean, the three of you sitting there, I was just like, I can't get enough of this. But that show will endure. I just couldn't love it more, and has just brought me so much joy. Matt and I will still say, if anything is like pretty well paying, we're like $8K. Like still, that is our code word.
Oh my God.
Again, the brilliance of that show. I can't. Okay, so then you go into League. It's also during the pandemic, which is a crazy, crazy time.
Really.
A challenging experience, I imagine.
Challenging experience. Also,
but a beautiful
such a different
show.
Budget. Like the cost of an episode compared to an episode of Broad City was drastic. It's period. It's an hour long. It's about baseball. Like we had to build a stadium in Pittsburgh. It was gorgeous. Like wild during the pandemic, which like, you know, all the COVID costs on top of the production, and then like major lumber and steel shortages and crazy. Like it was just like a perfect storm of a moment to make that specific show.
And as you were co-show running it with Will, right? And you're starring in it.
Yeah, it was and Jody and I had been dating. That was like the first year we were together. And it was, I think she was like, what like is that? Like I was like working more than maybe I've ever worked. Like it was, and it was so it was such an interesting like balance, because it was this thing that I was like, was obsessed with League of the movie, and we were reimagining it to incorporate many more different stories of women playing baseball. So League of Their Own, the film, is very straight, white, and League of Their Own, or the movie League of Their Own, the show, is very queer and black. And that was based on so much research. Like we had a researcher full time on the show, which was like so awesome.
That's amazing.
Like we didn't need that on Broad City. You know what I mean? Like it was just like we needed to know about everything that was going on, and like we really deep dove into all these stories about, there was a small group of women who played in the Negro Leagues with men, and that's sort of what Max's character is based off of, these 3 different women.
Yeah.
And then who also played in like other different leagues. But, it was very intentional and thoughtful. And we had like this incredible room of writers that was like playwrights. And I was like, whoa.
Yes.
And it was just like such a different experience. And then without a doubt, like the most stressful, also because it was like real people's stories, even if it wasn't like, I wasn't playing one person, but like it felt like a lot of responsibility.
Yes, to get it right.
And people are obsessed with this movie.
Yeah, they are.
And we were really trying to convey, like, we're not doing it over.
Yeah.
The show exists right next to it.
Yes.
It's just sort of like talking about, like, there are other characters or others real stories that were happening that the movie did not go into.
No. And did you find when it came out, was it a bit of an overcome that it was so different?
I mean, I'm sure I really tried. In Broad City, I used to look at everything.
Yeah.
And if there was one, which is just like very much in my life, I'm like this, which is a thing I'm working on. If I get one piece of bad criticism, it will be the only thing that matters, even if it's surrounded by hundreds of positive pieces of criticism. Like,
yes.
Of praise or whatever. It'll be like, that one is the only true one.
Yep.
And so with League, it was like, I knew it was part of, like, there's a whole sect of people who are like, this is what, like, anything you redo to incorporate the marginalized experiences that weren't shown in the 1992 4. I'm a couple years off of this press run where I don't know these dates, but like, that film was like a very specific experience. And like we did a lot of research, and it's like, sorry, a lot of the women were queer in this.
Sorry, not sorry.
League. Yeah. Like, and at the time they couldn't tell that story in Hollywood. And guess what? We can now.
And it was so powerful and so beautifully done. Oh.
Thanks.
And even, I mean, your entire cast was incredible.
I mean, the cast, like, I still talk, we were just talking about this with Darcy not that long ago. Like, I think one of the proudest things I was from that show is just like creating that ensemble. Like the caliber of actor. Wild. And everyone was able to, when you cast someone, you're reading with them. And you're offering it to some of them, but you're reading, you don't know what you're getting into in terms of, like, we haven't written the whole season yet.
Yes.
And like, even as an actor, sometimes I'm like, what am I getting myself into? You don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And you also don't know necessarily like if they can tackle that or how they'll tackle it. They were all able to be hard comedy and like hard drama. And that's like I'm like dying to work with everybody that I worked with on that show.
I thought that show was like a true feat. It was incredible. And there were episodes where I found myself like crying. There's that really, really powerful episode at the theater and the bar.
Will directed that one.
Oh,
that
beautiful.
Was like his.
Oh my God. And I imagine this was the behind the scenes vibe. Everyone so wanting to do right by these stories and rising to the occasion.
And amid it was so intense for all the actors. They were like, we're going to Pittsburgh. And it was like everything was changing every day, the schedule. Also, it rains every day in Pittsburgh. And no one told us that. Like, truly in the summer, it rains every day.
Have you ever been to Pittsburgh before?
I had not.
I've still never been. People are like, oh, you're from Philadelphia? I have a cousin in Pittsburgh. I'm like, cool.
It's actually
don't know.
Great. I love Pittsburgh.
Everyone says it's great.
It was just truly like, I can't even tell you.
It rains every day there?
We had to shut down because of rain or like lightning storms almost every day. And we're shooting a show about baseball.
Oy.
So also even inside, we like created a studio, like a stage.
Okay.
Out of like this old warehouse. And now they use it as a stage. But like the rain sometimes, even inside, would be so loud that we couldn't shoot. So
the stress of that.
The schedule is changing every day.
Yeah.
The cast is like, we're not even able to give them information. And it was really tough.
I was going to say, just as a like leader of the crew and of the whole group, you want to communicate well, you want everyone to feel taken care of.
I think I learned a lot doing that, where like I would communicate a lot differently.
Interesting. But that's also,
Like, I
that's how
don't
you
think
learn.
I was very good at it. It was a little bit of like, we don't know.
Right.
But I think I learned a lot about communicating. Like, we don't know. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Like,
Yep.
And it was sort of like us trying to like protect. And I
No,
learned
of course.
it was so chaotic.
I was just going to say, remember those days? Like, they are the worst fever dream of all time. Like, it was
people
wild.
worrying about people getting COVID.
Yeah. And
we were rewriting. I was rewriting every night.
And exactly, like, to be creative, to be focused enough to be writing or rewriting on a nightly basis, and then have the stamina, focus, energy, call it what you will, to then go do a great job the next day and on camera it's really second to none in terms of challenging. And then add a global pandemic that is life or death on top of that. So quite an experience, but I will say so often, like, Andy and I joke, like, we are war buddies for making Palm Springs because it was so arduous.
Yeah.
And also we are so proud of the finished product, right?
So good.
And so it's like,
so
who cares? And I feel that way about League. Like, whatever the challenges were, that is a piece of art that stands.
I'm so proud of it. And I really am like, I don't think you can see that chaos in the
not
product.
At all. Oh, not at all.
And like that group, the fans of that show are like, it's just, that's a whole different section of fans. Sometimes there's overlap and sometimes there's not. And just like really lovely and like almost upsetting in a way that it's like showing how few shows
exactly
people see themselves in.
No,
and I'm like, it makes me upset that it's like, fine, like they're like, they loved it because they finally saw themselves.
Water in the desert.
Yes.
Like, yes, totally.
Yeah.
Before we get to last looks, I just want to touch upon a couple things that you have done since then also. I loved No Good Deed so much.
It was the first show where I was just coming in as an actor. And so it was so fun. I mean, like, that team is incredible. Like,
you and Poppy are so great together.
I love Poppy.
It's Liz Feldman's show. Christy and Albon produced.
Yes.
So it's like, couldn't be a better group of people making this.
Incredible cast. The table reads were like so fun. Like, but it was the first experience where I was like really, it just says a lot about me. And I've never been like a actor for hire on that long of a thing.
Yeah.
Where I felt very dislocated, where I would like come on and like be on, and then I wouldn't see half the cast, and you're very much like in your trailer.
Yep. It's very ensemble.
So like, yes, so fun. And I learned a lot there, where I was like Jody, the first day, you'd go with your hair and makeup, and then like your wardrobe is in your little trailer.
Yep.
And then, you go back and you're like, I'll change. Because of Broad City and League, like, I'm on set all the time.
Yes.
Like, I'm on set whether I'm in it or not. And often I'm like in my wardrobe for like the next scene or whatever. And so like I get hair and makeup and I like get changed. And then I'd be in my trailer and I'm like, Joe, like I'm like in here. And she's like, yeah.
That's how it goes.
I would be in there for like hours and hours.
And I was like, no.
Then I was like, well, why won't they tell me like, hey, like it's going to be 20 minutes so I can get changed. I was like in it and I was like, ready. Like I was constantly ready.
Ready?
And like, then it took me a second to be like, I'm going to bring my computer. I'm going to like work from the thing. Because it made me like, it brought up like a new kind of anxiety of like, because then they truly would be like, we're ready for you. And I'm like, well, I'm not in the thing.
Oh
like,
my God.
And so I think that experience was so fun. And it like, I don't have to take my work home with me at night in a way that I have to learn my lines and think about the character and like, that like arc or whatever. But I'm not like rewriting every night and calls and meetings and that was lovely.
Yes.
And it was in LA, which I hadn't done. And
And such an amazing cast.
Yes.
And what that show manages to pull off, which I think is so hard, is it is so many different tones that all come together completely succinctly to be perfect at each time. Like what Lisa Kudrow and Ray Romano are doing on that show.
I know. They're great, right?
They're incredible. And the depths of drama that they're able to access. And then I would have moments, one of my kids walked in as I was watching one of the episodes and he's like, Phoebe. And I was like, yeah, like forever she's Phoebe, right? And he's Ray.
Yes.
But no, they are Paul and Lydia.
No, I know.
And they are breaking your heart at times. And just everyone, you and Poppy and that relationship. And there is such an intriguing mystery throughout that, talk about landing the plane. Whoo! Liz Feldman, good for you.
I
incredible.
was impressed. I was like, it's the Feldman effect.
Yeah, totally.
I would always be like with Liz and I'm like, it's the Feldman effect. Because it's like, it is that twisty turny thing. Yeah.
She's dropping breadcrumbs that you don't even know are breadcrumbs.
Yes.
That then come to fruition in those final episodes where I was like,
yes.
Which is, again, I was saying this when I had another guest, I was like, I've been working in this industry a long time. It's like, I'm often just ahead of the story to some degree. Never ahead of it on that show. So good. And forgive me if my date is wrong. Today you have a show coming out on Netflix?
Oh, I do have a show coming out today. Long story short. Did you watch BoJack?
Of course.
Raphael is just...
He's second to none.
And such a sweet guy, such a good human.
That's what Max said. Yeah.
Yeah, such a good human. And I was such a BoJack fan and I got to do a small part on that.
Yeah.
And so when I got this kind of opportunity, I was like, yes. And I love Lisa Hannawald's drawings and all this. But this is a very different turn for him in that it's grounded.
Yeah.
And the animation of it all lets you bounce back in time and really get to know this family very quickly because you're seeing them at all different ages. But it's just so nuanced and
that's what it seems. So you're following this family through decades.
Yes. And it's really emotional.
I bet.
It gets surprisingly emotional.
Okay. You have been so generous with your time. I can't thank you enough.
My pleasure.
Let's get to the last section called Last Looks. You should have seen your wife when I was asking this question. She was like, oh my God, she was
very stressed.
It was really funny. Yeah. But of course, the notion of it is just the things that inspire us and, help sort of define us. My cousin Sarah also is obsessed with Broad City, and we would, every week. It was on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, Wednesdays.
Yeah, exactly. And we would text each other right after.
Yeah.
When you have a shared love of something and you connect through the art, and that's sort of what the notion of Last Looks is. So,
love it.
Having vamped away, what is your favorite movie?
I'm going to say An Unmarried Woman. You came to that, right?
I couldn't make it to that. So you hosted you and Jody hosted a screening at Vidiots.
Yeah.
Which is the best and the best. Go to a screening at Vidiots of something if you can live in Los Angeles. You hosted a screening of that because it is one of your favorite movies, if not your favorite. Did you introduce it to Jody?
Yeah. When I saw it, I think I first saw it in 2012 or around there.
Yeah.
And then when Joe and I started dating, she was, or not even started, but a little bit into dating, she was shooting Ted Lasso in London.
Yep.
And it wasn't anywhere. Before she left, I wanted to show her this movie. It wasn't on any streaming. I couldn't even buy it on iTunes. And so I was like, fuck, okay. So when I went to London I went and stayed for 5 weeks. I bought a DVD and I brought it. And then we were staying at a friend's house. It wouldn't play on their projector because it wasn't a UK version.
Right.
And so I was like, great, let's show this to her. And then I waited till she came back, and then I didn't have a DVD player. I bought a DVD player. And now I loan it out. I have a little bag that has a DVD player and this DVD because I always talk about this film and I loan it out to people.
Yes. Here, it's yours for the weekend.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's Paul Mazursky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that film to me is the way it looks.
Yeah.
It's like 70s,
Very.
New York City. I am really drawn to films of that time, like that era, that look, the way the film looks, the color of it, the music, and the score is incredible. And then the storyline is really sad and like then really empowering.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole element that is all about friendship and female friendship, and like it's
all
the kind
the things,
of movie I
right?
want to make.
Exactly.
That's like it's the kind of movie I want to make. It's not the one that makes me like laugh out loud the most, or like, but if I were to pinpoint one that like I could talk about it, and I wanted to host a thing, and it's the one I wanted to show Jody, like it's the one where like also weirdly no one knows about it, or they do, but like at that screening, half the people were like, I've never seen this. I feel like it has to have been an influence of Sex and the City.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Oh,
there's
my God,
4 women. It has to be.
I'm also remembering I was supposed to come to it, and that day ended up transferring my tickets because something happened with one of my kids and I couldn't come, to your friend who is a chef, who's like an amazing chef who comes into Daniel, maybe?
Daniel.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he was like, hey, if I can ever return the favor.
He used to live next to Jody and like hand her like things he's made. He's incredible. Yes,
incredible.
Daniel.
I know. I need to have that experience at some point. Okay, next question.
Okay.
You are stranded on a deserted island.
Oh, yeah.
And you have 2 albums with you to help maintain your sanity. What are those 2 albums?
Okay, this is really hard because I'm not like in the right now. My mode is not like, which I know this is terrible to say. I don't listen to like, I'm not like, I want to listen to that whole album right now necessarily all the time.
Sure.
But my immediate first response was, and I call it anti. Do people call it anti? Anti. Rihanna.
I say
anti.
Anti. Yeah.
Rihanna's Anti. That album.
Yeah.
When it came out, I listened to that all the time.
Yes.
And I really love the range that she goes through in that album, where it's like, you get the like, if I'm on a desert island, I'm like, I'm going to want to like get some like bangers.
Yes.
And then it gets into like stuff like Love on the Brain, where she goes into this like vulnerability in her voice. That's like, I don't know. I think she's incredible in that whole album.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other album, I have to actually look at.
I'm so excited.
Because it's not even I gotta say, it's not even the album. It's a song. And I'm like, I'm taking the whole album with me because I'm allowed to. Yeah, Rain Dogs.
Oh.
So Tom Waits. And I really like the combination of Rihanna and Tom Waits. So Rain Dogs, but the song is Downtown Train.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, I hate saying my one favorite, but it's like tippity top song. This song gets me like, I think I like stuff that just like, there's like soul in there.
Yep.
And it's devastating.
Yes.
And it's about New York. And so I would pick that. And I feel like it would keep me, those 2.
I love it. Such good answers. I don't know that song, and we'll be diving in.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Expect a text later. Books. What is either your favorite book of all time or one you've read recently that has really stayed with you?
I can't pick my favorite book of all time. I'm actually just going to say what I'm reading right now.
Great.
Which is 1Q84.
Okay. I don't know this.
Say it like wrong. Murakami.
Okay.
Which I have never read Murakami.
Me either.
Okay. This one is a chunker. It's like a big brick.
It's a chum.
People are obsessed with Murakami. Like, my brother is on a Murakami kick where like he's reading like his whole.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think sometimes when I get interested in a writer, I start to do that. And then I want to like space it out because then the books like become together.
Yeah.
Like you're like, wait, which book is which? And this one, 1Q84 I think was originally published as 3 books.
Okay.
Because it truly is, as you read it, it's like,
it's almost book divided that way.
It says book 2, but it's like a whole, it looks like one book in the US version, I guess.
Yeah.
It's Japanese. It's like, I need it right now. Like I'm having, it's just like the like, I want to go into my stories.
100%. Like, is there anything better than a book that you are like, let me just get through whatever I have to get through. I have to get back to these people.
Yes. Well, I would say I don't usually, I'm not like, I guess I did say it's a chunk already, but I'm not usually able right now to like embark on like, it's like 1,200 pages.
Oh, wow.
Which for me, like, I can't usually like, get nervous about going into something like that because like, I don't want there to be like too much time in between where I'll forget what's happened or whatever.
Totally.
And right now I'm able to like continually dive in, but I don't know. There's something that's so lovely about a book that size because it just gives you that time. It's like longer where, and it's rare that you love it. Like to get into a book is like
the best. Have you read The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett?
No,
but I
know his name. I've never read him.
It's one of my favorite books of all time, and it is maybe 1,000 pages. I will give you my copy before you leave today. It's incredible, and it also, you get so immersed in it. There's just nothing better.
I will say one more that is on my top of my list. It was in my vows. The Overstory. Have you read this?
No.
It's all about trees. Richard Powers. My dad, I sent a copy to my dad years ago. He's like, just not reading. I was like, okay.
Thanks.
But it's so good.
And there's an excerpt from that in your wedding vows.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you know when I asked Jody, song was the song you guys danced to at your wedding?
It was?
Yes.
Wait, you're asking one song?
No, I'm sorry, for albums.
And that was in there. Yeah,
exactly.
Good
I love
song.
that so
was
much.
A good song.
So good. Okay, last question.
Okay.
TV. What are you either watching now or revisiting or loving now that you'd recommend? Hard question.
I'm a bummer. I mean, I know Joe said Gilded Age, right?
She did.
Which it took us a second actually to get into it. I do really like period stuff. And I gotta say, I'm like, this is such a bummer because you were like just talking about how you do this to like get people in. I'm like really finding myself not liking a lot that's out there right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the same thing I said on Polar's podcast, which I do think is a great show called Big Boys.
Oh, yeah.
That I recently just discovered. But I just said that.
Yep.
But I'm really finding myself on a little bit of a desert of being inspired by TV. Obviously, there's a lot of things I like that have been out for a while. I'm just sort of like...
No, of course. I know. Did Hacks come out too long ago to say that? Maybe.
I feel like I didn't want to say...
No, I know.
We just thought, like, Gilded Age came out a while, but we just watched it. Like, we didn't watch it throughout the years.
This is the weird thing about how we as a culture consume television now. Like, and I always feel bad about it. I just watched something that I was checking in with someone about. I was like, I know I'm late to the party. And, Dying for Sex, which I thought was incredible. And I checked in with Jenny and I was like, I know I'm late to the party, but because I think that came out in like March. We consume our TV whenever we consume it at this point. And yes, but Hex is perfect. And we should just take a moment to say that too. This season, holy shit.
Yes.
Every season, but also this season especially.
Yes.
I'm so happy for all them. Statsky, she's coming on to the podcast, but now that they're really heavily into season 5 and getting that ready, I was like, okay, we'll wait until you wrap. When your life gets so easy because you're in post. Yeah, I know. We'll sleep when we're
but like it's going to be
crazy.
The same.
I know.
Catch her in the window.
No, exactly. I know. I'm just going to like come to her with a microphone.
Come to set.
Exactly. Exactly. We're broadcasting from the set of Hacks today. Yeah. Great. This was truly a Mary Easttown dream come true.
Oh my goodness. Me
I
too.
Can't thank
How
you
fun.
enough. Thank you so much. Abbi Jacobson. Thank you for indulging all the Camp Quebec love. I don't know how to end a podcast. I'm just going to get up and give you a hug.
Yes.
So wonderful.
So fun.
General Meeting with Becky Sloviter is hosted and executive produced by me, Becky Sloviter. Our editor is Jay Rothman. Our audio engineer is Hector Fernandez. Our director of photography is Dylan Mortensen. Our tech producer is Griffin Davis. And our theme music is by Jay Rothman. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would be so appreciative if you would subscribe or follow it or whatever the correct wording would be. All of our episodes are on video as well, so please visit our YouTube channel, if you dare, at General Meeting Pod. You can also follow us on Instagram at General Meeting Pod, or TikTok at General Meeting Pod, or get more info on our website, generalmeetingpod.com. Thank you, and most importantly, go Birds.